Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the really important core wounds I am unseen or I am unheard. And we're going to talk about specifically how they tend to affect the dismissive avoidant the most and the fearful avoidant the most, but absolutely can still have a really big impact on anxious preoccupied, and even securely attached people can have this wound, and it can be sort of part of a one-off of their personality and programming. So before I dive into talking to you about the experience of this, and we'll do a video tomorrow on reprogramming this, I want you to know we are doing a 90-day challenge for November, December, January, so that going into January of 2021, you can aim to become securely attached. So the goal of this challenge is to complete the first 6 courses on your Personal Development School guide if you sign up and join the school. A lot of our data suggests that if people are doing 2 courses a month, according to the first 6 courses that we give, like once you sign up, you get a PDF in like one of the course modules, and it tells you what courses you should take and in which order, according to your attachment style. And if you jump in there and you take the first 6 courses in that 3 months, so it's 2 courses a month, they're about 3 or so hours in length, but about a 15-page workbook per course. And if you take your first 6 in 90 days and you attend 2 live webinars a week, we are showing extremely high success rates of people becoming secure within that time period. So make this your challenge. You can use the coupon code with you for 25% off. We're going to do this all fall and winter, early winter long, so that you have this opportunity, and so that if quarantine and all this crazy stuff is happening in the world, that you have like a something to look forward to and a community to check in with, specific to people who are signing up for this challenge. And keep in mind, if you're already a member, you can still just jump right in and make it your challenge to hit 6 courses, do your 2 live webinars a week, and track your progress with other group members in that specific 90-day challenge page below. So let's talk about the core wounds I am unseen and I am unheard. So let's discuss the core wounds. I am unseen, I am unheard, and I am misunderstood, because a lot of the origins, the output, the experience are very much the same. And the different patterns that you can use to reprogram will also be quite similar. So the potential origins for these wounds are having avoidant parents, having many siblings in the household, or older siblings, people that you feel like you have to compete for attention with, from your caregiver. Maybe having parents who go through a hard time or are struggling with their own issues. Strict or authoritarian parents who don't pay attention to your needs or leave space to negotiate your needs. Let's say, for example, you want to buy a toy truck, and you know that like your older brother just got a toy truck, and your parents just say no, and they don't explain, they dismiss, they don't look at you and make room for negotiation or tell you why you're not able to get a toy truck. And so what this leaves you feeling is misunderstood, like your needs are not being seen, heard, understood, tended to. Like your feelings about those needs are not being recognized, right? So all of these things together can create this collective feeling of being unseen, unheard. The more you feel like your needs are tended to, like your feelings are held space for or noticed or validated, the more you feel like your experience as a human being is seen, heard, understood, validated. And the absence of that can leave somebody feeling like they're the invisible child, leave somebody feeling like, why would I bother speaking up? Nobody hears me or understands me anyways. Why would I bother being vulnerable and sharing my feelings? Nobody understands, nobody sees what I'm trying to say or communicate. And so often there can be this really deep pain of feeling emotionally neglected when you have this core wound or some of the potential origins alive in your childhood that tend to create these core wounds and belief systems in the first place. So the emotions that tend to accompany this are feelings of insecurity, frustration, sadness, confusion, anger, and hurt. And there is a massive amount of research that discusses the importance of making eye contact with your children, because it makes a child feel seen, heard, attuned to. And the absence of this, especially in the first 3 to 8 years of a child's life, can be very detrimental to the child's emotional development and regulation. So the experience of being unseen, unheard can create a lot of feelings of unworthiness or shame, can create feelings of defeat, helplessness, despair. And a lot of individuals who have this core wound truly will have a sort of accompanying belief that comes with it that often says, why would I bother speaking up? Nobody cares to listen. Nobody cares to hear. And so it can be very disempowering to be carrying this belief, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships and wanting to have an exchange of energy and wanting to be connected, because so much of what connection requires is presence, seeing and hearing somebody else as who they are, for their unique needs, their unique personality traits, their unique feelings in relationship to events. And so when these things are repressed in an individual because they think nobody wants to see, hear, understand these things anyways, that creates a connection that's sort of taking place through a series of invisible walls. And this can be very detrimental to relationship dynamics as well, and very painful and isolating for the person who's experiencing this core wound from the inside. Now, often individuals, as a byproduct of having this core wound, will also dismiss or diminish or even emotionally neglect their own feelings and needs, assuming that your needs won't be met by others anyways. Often people with this core wound will also be very sensitive to other people seeming annoyed at them, to being interrupted, to being diminished. And often this individual can either sort of create a behavioral manifestation in one of two major extremes. One can be diminishing your own feelings and just withdrawing from people and feeling like I can only meet my needs myself. Why would I bother with others? Or feeling frustrated and believing that I can't get my needs met through others, having a buildup of resentment or anger, and then eventually exploding and using anger as an equilibration mechanism to try to get seen, get heard by expressing boundaries very loudly, very angrily, very forcefully and assertively, again, to equilibrate from the lack thereof. So this can be sort of in a way to take your power back. Now, the associated attachment styles that carry this wound are most often DAs and FAs, and they usually take place in those behavioral manifestations. So you'll often see DAs equilibrate by being like, I'm not going to bother getting my needs met outside of me. I'll equilibrate by meeting my own needs and withdrawing and sectioning myself off from people who I feel are hurting me or disempowering me by creating these wounds, even though often the DA, feeling unseen and unheard, doesn't realize their part, that they're in a state of not seeing and hearing their own feelings, thus not expressing to others, thus then sort of refeeding that cycle and feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood anyways. Now, FAs are usually sort of the polar opposite. Like, they'll repress, try to deny their need to be seen, heard, understood by others, and eventually get really loud in anger, usually sort of like a volcano erupting, as their equilibration mechanism to try to get heard, take their power back, these sorts of things.